Welcome to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders on 1240 Radio WOMT.
And good morning, Lakeshore, and welcome to Fine Living here at 1240 Radio WOMT, presented by Jim Reif Builders. Good morning, Jim.
Morning, Terry. Good morning, audience.
How are you, sir?
Good.
You know, Jim, we were talking off air, and you always bring me a prop. You always bring me something to look at, whether it was the lighting we talked about a couple weeks ago, decks and things, and now today we're talking about stairs, and it's like, man, you're prepping me to build a house someday.
That's right, Terry. And we're doing our best for that.
But Jim, stairs, there's a lot we could talk about here, and yet it's a basic part of a home.
That's
but yet
correct.
There's so many things that you could do. A stair isn't necessarily just a stair anymore.
And that's correct. I guess one of the reasons I decided to talk about stairs, first of all, I'm trying to help educate everybody about products that are out there. Mm-hmm. But secondly, in the last month, we did 2 new staircases for some people.
Okay.
In existing homes, go in and take the old stuff off and put in brand new stair parts. In both cases, actually, solid treads and risers. Really look nice and stuff like that. Dress it up, and there's just lots of opportunities. So I thought, hey, it's a good chance for us to talk about it.
So even if someone is doing a remodeling project, doing, a new kind of stairs or whatever is something that's possible. I guess I've never even thought about, hey, we have to redo our stairs. But looking at some of the examples here, gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
There's lots of options. One of the basic parts of the stairs is a newel post.
Okay.
And the newel post used to be kind of this 3x3 size post, but through as time evolved, we have some now really beautiful box newels. Something you probably see like if you went over to the Raw West Museum, big distinctive newels, very pretty. And then another key part of is handrails, and there's just many different profiles for the handrails. If you had a 2-story home and you had a landing and it was curved on top, we can actually bend that handrail on site to make it work.
Really?
Yeah, and then so there's some real neat things that we can do. And the balusters, oh my God, Terry, we could spend an hour on the balusters, but there's wood that are stained different colors and stuff like that. There's metal, and they come in lots of different colors. And then of course there's some people use the painted baluster, which is really distinctive looking too.
Is there anything that's trendy right now as it relates to stairs?
I don't know if I'm going to call it trendy, but what I see what people are doing more popular, because I don't trendy, it may be in and may out.
Okay.
But the bigger newel posts are definitely something people want to do, and metal balusters, because there's just a lot of selection. It's something a little bit different, gives a little bit of a rustic feel to the home. Are real popular also.
Jim, I'm looking at one photo here that's before and after, and the first thing I think of here is that it added the railing here, which also for safety.
Correct. So anytime the stairs goes above 24 inches, by code, you have to have a handrail and balusters to protect the general public or anybody in your family.
Okay. A lot of different wood options as we talk about stairs as well.
Oodles of choices, Terry. Just pencil down a few of them here. You've got maple, which is now real popular. Oak is still used a fair amount. Cherry is becoming a little bit popular. Walnut, real neat look there. Hickory, a little more rustic look. Mahogany, and then there's the painted. Of course, we can do the painted parts too.
Question for you here is: can you add? I know I've seen sometimes like closets underneath stairs to add more, not necessarily living space, but just more space for a homeowner per se.
That's correct. We can make some storage underneath those stairs if it works out.
Okay.
Most cases it will.
Jim, a lot of great information, and again, we just really definitely want to encourage listeners to stop and down. Whether they're planning a new home construction or remodeling project, there's so much that you guys can do. And one thing again to my listeners that when they're working with you guys, you guys know all the codes. You know what needs to be there and things like that. And sometimes if you're a do-it-yourself fixer-upper kind of guy, you may not know all the stuff that legally you have to do. You guys do.
That's correct. And with the stair parts, for example, is a good example. The parts are not inexpensive. They're a little pricey. And we're going to put it together properly for you to code so that nobody gets hurt and such. The stairs are one of the biggest areas of injuries in the home. So it's important that it's done right and such. So you call us and you rest assured that everything will be taken care of
Jim,
properly.
where can they go?
They can reach us at jimreifbuilders.com on the web. Call us at 684-6899 or look us up on Facebook and you can message us there too.
Jim, we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Terry.
Take care.
Thanks for listening to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders, the leader in new construction and remodeling here on the Lakeshore. Let their vision enrich your lifestyle. Tune in again next week for another episode of Fine Living on 1240 Radio, WOMT. To learn more, visit jimreifbuilders.com.